Hi, it's Paris from Epic Reviews, and it's springtime here in Central Texas, so we want to open all the doors and windows and let all the stale winter air out. Now on our front door, we don't have a screen door, and so I thought I would try this. This is the Magic Mesh from As Seen on TV. And these came out, I guess, a couple years ago, and they were more expensive then. They seem to be down to, $10, $15 now, so the price has dropped on this. And since it's spring, they may have this in your As Seen on TV section of your local drugstore or something. If not, I'll put a link down below. You can check it out online. But yeah, we haven't put a screen door in the front, and I would like to be able to leave the door open when we're at home, of course, and just to get that cross ventilation breeze through the house. So let's briefly see what's inside the box, and then out to the front door, and I'm hoping I can assemble it in 10 minutes or less. Well, all comes nicely packaged. Definitely plasticky screen mesh. Oh, I don't like too many instructions. Oh, they also include tacks, which I'm not sure how my wife will feel about putting tack holes around the door. I think there's a tape, it comes with some kind of a double-sided tape, that's what I had heard. But if that doesn't hold it, apparently there are tacks for just in case. That must be what's in here. And then there are magnets here. I see, already sticking together. Magnets are the key to the whole thing. Apparently they should snap close behind you, and yet they're easy enough to separate that if you just push lightly they should separate, or if the dog wants to go out. So that's the idea. That's the product. I'll take a look at the instructions briefly and get started out on the front door. So this is what they give you, with the magnets here in the middle. And it's not actually connected all the way across at the top or the bottom. It's really two pieces of material. It's also not clear which is supposed to face inside or outside. And they have a weird instruction about the top of it is where there's more distance between the magnets and the trim, which I can't quite make heads or tail of what they're trying to tell me there. Anyway, I take it. First I need to put the pieces of double-sided tape and then basically slap it up on the door as I understand it. So I'm going to lay it out here on the floor and try that. Okay, I do understand what they're saying now about the top being the side with the greater distance from the magnets and the end of the trim. So they mean this stretch, and down there it's only about 2 inches, which means this is going to be the top. So time to put on these double-sided strips now. Okay, about done here. Of course you peel off only one side. They don't want the wind to flip it over and get it all stuck together, so I'll peel this off when I'm ready to stick it on the door. Alright, that's the layout. Now the other thing I understand I had to be careful of before I actually stick them on is to make sure it doesn't drag down below the bottom of the door, because otherwise it'll get pulled in and underneath the door when it opens. So you have to kind of height adjust it so it just matches the bottom of the door. Anyway, I want you to do it one half at a time. They want you to start with the center, the part with the magnets, and get that lined up halfway in first. And then you got to watch so that it will line up at the bottom, not too high to leave room for air, not too low to get caught in the door. Okay. Press and hold it for 30 seconds. Okay, before doing the side, do the other half at the top, it says. Must be key here to get the magnets to line up. Looking okay so far. Going to do the sides now. Ended up being a little too taut. I've got this gap in the middle. I'll have to readjust one or two of them. Alright, with a little pulling and tugging, got all the magnets to close. So the test is, go in, open the door, see how it works. Well, they didn't close behind me. That's an issue. And I can see the wind blowing through here, keeping them from coming back together. I think I'll readjust it a little. I may have to move the ones here in just 1/4 of an inch. In terms of adjusting it, I realized since it has the Velcro, I didn't have to actually remove the double-sided tape. I can just separate the Velcro and slide it over 1/4 inch. I did that. I'm going to try it again now. Well, also got a gap here at the bottom and the wind's coming this way. That blows the whole thing out some. So there's maybe the bugs won't go in since the air's blowing out, but that's going to be an open gap. Well, manually closing it, it stayed closed. So I'm going to go get the dog, see what the dog thinks of coming through this door. All right, here we come. Got right to it and stopped. Go ahead. Go. Well, in the end, pushed through. I guess it works for dogs. Probably has to go pee now. Yep, he had to go pee. Let's see if he'll go back through it. Hold on. Gotta go in. Let's go. Come on. Push. Through. Push. Push. Look, it opened magically. There you go. So I just came through the door. Maybe we've used it, come through it about 10 times, I'd say, today. And they actually did snap close behind me pretty well now, sort of like they're accommodating themselves, except for up here at the top. And I think this is the reason why. Obviously the stresses are pulling this off the tape. So it can fit and the thing can come off, or I can pull the thing back and try to get it in its original position, and then things aren't going to fit as well. So it's a tug-of-war. Unless you get it fitted exactly right, I think it's basically going to be a tug-of-war. You pull on one thing to try to get it to work better, and by doing that, you disconnect. Oh man, look at that. Yeah, it's just, that's where all the tension is. And especially when you come through, I can feel it in the corner, right where my shoulder catches, there's not enough give there. So unless you're pretty skinny and you come right through the center, it's going to be an issue. Well, that's the story with the magic mesh. It kind of does what it says, but I have my concerns about it holding up long term. Certainly, at a minimum, I need to get those tacks out and put them in all around. And I don't think my wife would be too happy with that, because we'll have those holes around there later. So that's the story with it. Now, I have heard of another similar thing to this, another instant screen that supposedly is more expensive, but seems to get better reviews. And instead of just taping it on the top, which is where it seems like the problem is going to come with this one, it's going to get pulled off of there before long, they use a sort of like a shower rod. It's a metal pole that's got a spring inside, and it's spring loaded and holds itself into the door frame, and then everything drapes off of that. So might have better luck with that. Maybe I'll go out and get one of those and give that a try. Magic mesh, well, what can I say? You saw for yourself.